Hey guys, it's Kim and Jen with Arc Meeting Now, and we're back with another episode of Will You Accept This Rosé, where we broke down everything that happened in last night's episode of The Bachelorette.
Today we went with a Yes Way Rosé. Number one, because I just thought the label was cute and it was a twist off, because we don't have a corkscrew in the office. But number two, there were a lot of moments in this episode that made me say, no way. Here we go.
Let's drink.
Cheers.
The episode kicks off with the first group date of the season, where they have a Mr. Right pageant, because Hannah makes it very clear that she's looking for a bold man in this episode.
It's also a nice little callback because she's a pageant queen, so they play up the whole pageant scenario. They bring out all the drag queens. They bring out
Miss J. Alexander from America's Next Top Model.
Yeah. America won the Mr. Right pageant last night because underneath those fluffy bathrobes was literally just skin and a Speedo.
More like abs in a Speedo. All the guys were like so intimidated by Luke P and his washboard abs.
He had like a cartoon Hercules body.
Okay, moving on to the talent portion of the show, if you even want to call it that. We got John Paul Jones on a unicycle. We got Jed playing his guitar because he's a musician. And then we got Luke P, who has already claimed that he's falling in love with Hannah. So basically his talent is rushing into things. That's exactly what every single girl wants to hear on a first date, is that you're already falling in love with them.
This chick acted like she was questioning his intentions for maybe half a second, and then saw him in a Speedo, and then watched him confess his love for her on national television on stage in front of a bunch of people who were also judging him, and then she was sold.
Basically, like, nothing else happens on this group date other than Jed gets the group date rose. Moving on to the first one-on-one of the season, we had Tyler G, who came out of the woodwork.
That jaw could cut glass. That's all you need to know about Tyler G.
Like, literally, I feel like nothing else happened in this date other than just, like, you realize, like, how hot he is, and all they're talking about the whole entire time is, like, how much pressure there is to be the first one-on-one date.
But I don't even care. It's like every angle that he gets shot at, it just looks even better and better. But it looks like he is the human version of the male Snapchat filter, and it's like he just did it on himself, and that's how he constantly exists. But their date was four-wheeling through the mud.
Yeah.
So like kind of fun, kind of adventurous. Another little callback to Hannah as like a Hannah Beast, yeah. And then she just gets splashed with mud all over herself. He's splashed with mud. They're having a very vanilla conversation, but they end up on a mountain somewhere. So I don't know where that came, but there's like a futon and a picnic.
So the next one-on-one, we have the guys, they're going roller skating. Basically, the guys were just flailing around and falling over on this date.
Well, and it wasn't just roller skating, it was a roller derby. It looks painful, but it's not funny pain.
And even Dustin, he sprains his ankle. Later on, he gets like the injury sympathy group date rose.
Yeah.
But he gets hurt. Honestly, like, the roller skating part wasn't that eventful, but later on when Cam shows up, Cam barges into the group date that he wasn't even invited to with a bouquet of flowers with his plastic still on, because he doesn't want Hannah to forget about him.
They played this up the whole episode too, because they were just waiting for this guy to crack. Because people are asking, they go, raise your hand if you haven't gone on a date yet with Hannah. And he's like one of three guys who raises his hand. He's like, me! I haven't gone on a date at all. Cam has this one-on-one just out in the street outside this warehouse district, and Tyler C's body just approaches while Cam is talking directly to the camera, and Tyler C's body just walks up slowly, and you can't quite tell who it is, but you can tell that he's coming, and he's walking directly towards the camera. So you're like, oh, is he gonna like talk to him? Is he gonna really tap him on the shoulder? And he plays it so cool. Like, this is the moment that I realized that I'm super on board with this guy.
And then we have Garrett and we have Kevin also walking on after that, also talking to Cam about it. Cam kept saying the reason he like came to do this is because he always has to be Cam. ABC always has to be Cam. Just stop with the ABC, Cam. Moving on to the rose ceremony, we have Hannah coming in crying for no reason, and I don't think we ever found out why she was crying.
Maybe it's because she's a 16-year-old and is up at like 2 in the morning after a big day.
Luke P pulls her aside for a massage, and she's already like stripping him down. She just wants to jump his bone. She even says, like, let's move on from the main course and move on to the dessert. Luke P is the dessert.
Hannah.
But then, you know, the producer sent Jed in. Poor Jed just awkwardly walks in, looks so uncomfortable, finds them massaging each other. Luke P's like, this isn't what it looks like, man. It's definitely what it looks like.
Yeah, no, she was about to bone me. He froze. That guy did not know what to do. And he did recover very well, though, because he gained a lot of fans because he tried to turn it into a joke, and Hannah B was really apologetic and felt really bad, obviously because she's ashamed.
So Kevin is finally getting his one-on-one time with Hannah after losing it in that group date. And then Cam comes in.
Again,
normally guys, they'll interact and be like, hey, can I steal her away for a minute? But no, Cam invites Kevin. And then they're sitting down, they have these chicken nuggets. Cam pulls out this ring box and is like, will you accept this honey mustard? Kevin's just like awkwardly there.
It was all just one really weird flex.
They show Kevin, he's inside the mansion confronting Cam. He's got these chicken nuggets just in his hand.
He's mad.
He throws them at Cam. I'm sorry, no matter what debate you're having, do not ever waste chicken nuggets.
The best part, aside from the chicken nuggets being tossed in this guy's face, was the fact that they had a lot of footage of Hannah interacting with a lot of these gentlemen, basically just in the driveway of the mansion. I saw tweets that were like, the Bachelor mansion is enormous, and they're sitting in the driveway.
Right. The rose ceremony ends with 3
Finally
guys going home. We got Connor, Jay, Devin, and then some other guy.
I don't know, who cares?
I think it's Matthew.
The fact is that Cam is still on the show and Luke P is still on the show.
So the rose ceremony finally ends, and it ends with a creepy toast from Cam, who's like, let's make a toast to my best friend Hannah, whatever his last name. And she's like, what does that mean?
He's got a weird last name too,
It's
so it sounded like he was having a stroke. And he was like, my best friend Hannah Shona. And everyone is kind of like, what? And even Hannah's like, what? Because she doesn't get that he just put his last name as hers. Because she's 23 and she doesn't understand that's a part of what happens when you decide to get married.
The rose ceremony doesn't stop there.
This was
We
a
got
really long
Hannah in her one-on-one interview with the producers, and then Luke P decides to slip on in there.
Luke P is dominating the situation. Hannah needs her time. She's the star of the show, not you, Luke.
So that about wraps up this week's episode of Lady Accept This Rosé.
Be sure to follow us on YouTube at OCN Video and subscribe to our Twitter account. We live tweet every episode. It is OCN_Rosé Reviews. Our tweets are fire.
So we'll see you next week. Cheers.
It's my birthday.
It's my birthday. I never get old.